wanted to share the 3 most interesting channeling coincidences I ever had. So, but before we start, the thing is that not all the times, or not 100% the times, this happens. So the stories, I believe, have been many times, but these are the utmost interesting that has stayed in my mind. So basically the idea is that people tend to talk or tend to channel many different information about all the Pleiadians, the galactic families, and whatever, you know. But sometimes for the channeler itself, these are so amazing feelings, loving feelings. But for the people that are listening, this is like, okay, whatever, it's like another information. Wait, I need to drink. And when people tend to like, okay, what was I in my previous life? So again, sometimes this is just information, but it gets to like psyches, you know, like they can tell all detailed stuff. And I believe that channeling is the introduction to the psyche abilities, like, or even the psyche ability training results is when the channeling starts. So the 3 most matching channeling stories I ever had, well, I don't classify them as top 1, top 2, top 3, but I will just count down those. The first, which I remember, was when somebody wanted to just test me or something, that he asked about the person. Yeah, he said like this: well, nobody knows how did he actually die, and can you like, and he didn't even finish the sentence. I said, oh, he's a singer, or he said that he's a singer, but he drowned in a lake, he was in a party with his friends, and so on and so on. He didn't even say his name. And then the person said, oh my gosh, that's exactly what happened. And I'm like, yeah, but what you said that nobody noticed this. And I just started to receive the information about him, and it was more detailed, how he feels, how he felt. He wants to do another life. He wants to, he has difficulties with his mother, sad or something. It's like more detailed information was coming. But the point of it was that he wanted just to test me, to, like, you know, compare the information. And I believe this was shocking. He was like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what happened. And but the thing is that for me it was interesting that out of nowhere, just simply he came with the information that was there came. And that was like, for me, it's like, well, really interesting. Sometimes you need to channel deeper to get some information, but at this point the information just came by itself, and that was really interesting. Next story lines up while I was doing a channeling seminar in a city called, in a city farther away from capital city of Latvia. And there was, I needed to stay a night there. And at night, a like aggressive big dude came to me. Started to, I want to speak with my daughters. I was like, whoa, stop. What daughters? And I was like talking to him. And he said he wants to speak with his daughters. And I said, well, okay. And he has a belly outside of his stomach. Outside of his shirt, you can see the belly. And he, I believe, could be in a fight many times. And he then showed me the lady from the seminar, which I saw the first time. And I was like, when I was looking at her in the seminar, I was telling this experience in which I had a night, describing him, telling what he wanted to say, and I didn't get how he died, but the lady didn't say anything at all. But on the next seminar, which was in a different city, a few days later, came 2 girls, and they said, we believe that is our father. We believe that's our father because how you described him, it's exactly how his father was. And I said, okay, how does your mother look like? And then she said, how does mother look like? And she said she was in the seminar in the other city in which I was there. I was like, yeah, that's definitely him. And then we started talking with those girls. One of them, well, she was driving home, and there was more information coming, and it was full with love. And then later what happened is that at that same day at evening, a father came to her, and even for me it was highly emotional, and I wasn't able to say many things because there was like you know, you can't speak. I just want to cry. And the father came to her, and she said that everything was like purified. All her sadness of his loss, everything was just moved away, and she felt so blissful. She felt so happy. And this is another interesting coincidence. This is a really interesting experience. And yeah, and the last interesting experience which we had was that, and somebody in the channeling asked, where is there some energy portals here in Latvia? And then he gave me a picture how it looks like, described how it looks like, the Enrico, and he pointed on a map, a location, like you see a map and a location with a dot there, and no city names, no nothing, just images how it looks there, and that nobody actually pays attention to that place. And then what happened was that I started putting information online that here's the place, what is there, does anybody know a place, and I described the information. And later on, like couple of days later, well, they gave me the name, how it's called, and you Google it, and it's exactly the image that I saw, and it was like, wow, I want to go there, I want to go there. And I was like, man, this is so exciting, this is so exciting, like interesting. And there was 2 weeks ago, there was another thing. I asked, where can I store lots of energy? He said, in salt water. I was like, yeah, salt water, was there any reason to it? And there was that. I started searching on Wikipedia, and actually, yes, you can find that, not even you can store energy there, but if you take salt water from the sea, put it in cups, you can get electricity out of it instantly. And it's like, man, this is so interesting. It unveils lots of my understanding about technologies, and later on there were more ideas. And I did my own experiments. So this is for the one story. Wait, I'll read the SMS. This is the one story, but the other story, which is Linda, and she in some videos was sitting here. She's I would say a really advanced psyche, and she learned channeling, and now she's a really advanced psyche. And she's standing like this, looking at a lady in a shop, and he said, "Can you go to that lady?" And she tell her that she's working in two jobs. She has a husband that works all day long also. The thing is that her daughter is really sad, and she has to quit the job because she's like working like many years for more than 2 jobs instantly. And can you like tell her this information? And I was like, whoa. Well, I didn't go to her because I was afraid, and she was afraid also. But for her also, a couple of different experiences. I came home and Linda is writing stuff on paper. I was like, what's going on? Otherwise, I was with her, but anyway. And she said, there is a dead artist who has died in car crash with 5 people in it. Alcohol and everything, smells. and he has a daughter who looks like this, a sister who looks like this. She's young, 9 years old. Her mother looks like this. He describes. She's older. She's like, and hair is like this. They live there. Her name is this. The sister's name is like this. And he just wants to give this information to the sister that she doesn't have to be afraid because her brother is with her. But the sister was so frightened from that. And once we posted this information on our site, like 20 minutes later we received the telephone number of the mother, and I called that mother and I said, do you have a daughter of 9 years? She said yes. Does your daughter is with like blonde hair? She says yes. Do you have short also like yellow blonde hair? She says yes. And I was like, who's calling? Said, and your son Artis died in car crash like 9 years ago? She says yes. Not 9 years ago, 2 years ago. The daughter was 9 years or something. She said yes, and said, okay, your son wants to speak to you. And at that point he got so emotional, we started to cry, we didn't speak. But it was like, man, it's not like what I would say is that it can get a really precise and really dense information out of this stuff, the channeling stuff. And the thing is that when you do it a couple of times, the channeling, and the next time you try to avoid it because it's really intense, emotionally, sadness, tears, loving, etc., and stuff like this. And these are just a couple of things that I mentioned, but there are lots of more. These are just the most that I can easily remember. So enjoy, and if you have any questions, you just write them down in comments. And you are always free to visit my site, which is offlinepeace.info, and you can go there and check everything there. So thank you for watching.